right, thank you. So my name is Cara Halber. I'll explain the wedding thing later. I had a surprise wedding where I did not know I was getting married. Everyone else did. But I want to talk to you guys today, not about that. Actually, well, it was great because I fit into my wedding dress with like 7 hours notice, right? And felt great in it. We're engaged for 7 hours. So
tell that story.
I know, this is the story everyone wants to hear. But I want to talk to you guys today about 3 ways that you can really shift your mindset in order to really transform your health in any area. So have you ever set a New Year's resolution? Yes. And better question, have you ever failed at a New Year's resolution? Yes. So I learned recently that there's something called Blue Monday. Have you guys heard of this? It's the 3rd Monday in January. And it's the saddest day of the year because you failed at your New Year's resolution and your credit card bill came in from the holidays. So, not good. But I think that oftentimes when we are looking to change our health, we don't approach it from the right way. We'll either take everything and we'll just change everything 180 degrees. And we can be really successful at that for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 6 months, and then you go back to how you were at the beginning. So I really want to leave you guys with some inspiration and some value so that you can transform your health forever and really have that I want you to live an amazing life. I really don't care if you have results for 6 weeks. I care that you have results for the rest of your life. So with mindset, there's 3 really important things that I see people often stumble on, or at least it holds them back from achieving the results that they could. And the first one is just making a decision and knowing what you want. Even listening to your own language, you hear, oh, I would love to be 10 pounds lighter, but I love cake too much. I'd love to feel better. I wish I had more energy. My sleep is crappy. Just think about the things you complain about with your health and watch your language with it, and if you truly want to change it. And if you don't, that's okay. I had a client come in, her name is Wendy, and she came in for her first session and she sat down and she said, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to change anything. Great, Wendy, what can I do for you? And she obviously did not continue and did not get results because she didn't want to change what she was doing. But it's really important to have a decision and to be committed to what you want to change. And in order to have that, you need to know what you want to change really specifically. So do you want to lose like 5 pounds? Do you want to be able to run 10K in less than an hour? What's something really, really specific so that also you can celebrate when you've achieved it? And I think we all need to celebrate our little successes a lot more. The second thing is something that I'm starting to call persistent consistency. So it's really about those small actions that we do every single day that are easy to do and easy not to do. It's a kind of a compound effect. And in fact, there's a great book called The Compound Effect. And it really takes you through, and it's the same philosophy that I've seen in a lot of places, that drinking more water one day, not gonna notice the difference. After a week, maybe you have a little bit more energy, but probably not gonna notice a big difference. But it's years of nourishing your body and hydrating your cells where you're going to see the benefit. So it's making sure that you have those little micro decisions and you just create more awareness around it, and also know that that long-term change that you want, it will happen and it will get better and better and better over time. But it's not necessarily something that you're going to create fireworks with right away. And of course there's results that can happen immediately, but there's other long-term things that really just take you being very persistent and very consistent. So it's really it's kind of an unsexy way of gaining really, really amazing health. And as Janine mentioned, I went through my own health journey and I was diagnosed as being allergic to food about 6 years ago now. So I couldn't eat anything without being in quite extraordinary pain. I couldn't have a bite of a carrot without having to go lie down. And I was also working in the food and nutrition world and felt like a total fraud because I couldn't eat. I could eat white rice, bananas, some peanut butter, that was pretty much it. I ate more white rice in a lifetime than I think I need to ever again. But going through that, I really understood what it's like to lose your health, but I also understood what it's like to really need to focus on those small changes. I couldn't change things quickly. In fact, my best friend told me one day, just go eat a pizza. Like, what do you really want to eat? Just go eat it. So I did, and I got so severely ill. Was not worth it in that instance to just go do it. So it's something where really over time, if you would have told me during that how good I would be feeling now, I wouldn't even been able to hear you. And at the same time, a year ago, if you would have told me how good I would be feeling now, I wouldn't have believed you. So things can just get better and better and better. And on the same, so you can't just coast. There's no getting away with it. Every decision you make is going to move you toward or away from what you want. So as long as you have number one down and you know what you want, then you can be consistent about those small changes that'll get you to where you want. And the third thing is anything that I'm saying, anything you hear from any nutrition guru out there, if it doesn't resonate with you, throw it out the window. So we all know our bodies best. And we've lost this sense of self-trust that we need in order to move forward. Some people thrive on a vegetarian diet. Some people feel ghastly on a vegetarian diet. There's actually just a woman who's very well known in the UK for vegetarian and vegan fare, and she just came out saying that she's now been eating meat and she did not feel well for a single day in the 29 years that she was eating a plant-based diet. So she was not listening to her inner wisdom and inner trust that was saying, this isn't working. So we all know, if you've ever caught yourself thinking, I shouldn't eat that, or if someone offers you something, I shouldn't do that, why? Think about it. Why are you saying I shouldn't do that? Usually there's some sort of inner wisdom. And I have so many clients, for some reason it's dairy. I have a lot of clients that say, I know I shouldn't be eating dairy. Well, why are you eating it? Right? There's always, we all have our excuses, but really learning to foster that inner trust. What is the one thing that you need to do right now in order to improve your health? And the very first thing that came to mind, I want you to hold on to that. And take that, and if it takes you more than 5 minutes every day, chunk it down to something that will take you about 5 minutes or less every day. Because that consistent long-term change needs to become a habit. So if it's drinking more water, what can you do today to start drinking more water? Or if you want to get more fit, or you have a goal to run a race or do something like that, what can you do? Can you look up a gym? Do you have the right shoes? Spend 5 minutes in one day just researching where you can go in your community to find new running shoes. It sounds so simple and it sounds too easy, but that's kind of the point. And especially for you overachievers in the crowd, I call myself a reforming perfectionist and a reforming type A. So if you're thinking, no, there's no way I can do 10 of those things, this is especially for you. Do the little things at a time, and that's what's going to give you that long-lasting change. So you know your body best. I don't care what I say, I don't care what anyone else says. If you know it's not good for you, explore that, and then just stop doing it. And also build that muscle of self-trust, because it takes a while to foster. I really do believe it's a muscle. So start with small things. If you commit to yourself that you're going to drink 1 extra glass of water that day, do it. Even if you have to force yourself. If it's not comfortable, of course it's not going to be comfortable. You're changing something, right? So be willing to be uncomfortable and be willing to fail a whole heck of a lot. Because that's going to happen as you're trying to build the muscle of self-trust again, because I think we've all lost it. So just remember that you know your body best. So those are my 3 things. Make a decision that you want to make a change and decide what that is. Really figure out those, just become more aware of those little micro decisions that you're making every single day, and start to build that muscle of self-trust so that you can feel more empowered in your own body, so you can feel good and confident, and ultimately you're going to make such a beautiful impact on the people around you, on your family, and on your community because of how you carry yourself when you feel so good. So that's it, guys. Thank you.